I can't believe I'm doing this flight. I let Kobe talk me into this flight, and this gonna be an interesting flight. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna be an interesting flight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we're gonna be okay though. But thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Greg. I'm gonna be flying a Cessna 172 to Lukla Airport, right outside of you know, Mount Everest. So I did this flight about a month ago, almost a month ago on New Year's Eve, and we left Kathmandu and then came into Lukla. Well, Kobe, who's one of my regular watchers, he's one of our regular aviation enthusiast friends. He wanted to see a Cessna 172 make that landing. It's a little difficult with the Cessna 172, mainly because we need to get up to like 13,000 feet, and this plane tops out at 14,000 feet, and we're gonna have to lean the fuel mixture quite a bit. So it's going to be interesting. So I tried taking off at an airport earlier today to test this out, and I didn't have enough runway space. I tried actually using this airport, but there was not enough. Runway wasn't long enough. So this runway here is the closest I found lengthwise to what we need without making the flight like over an hour long. So we're going to take off and we're just going to do some circling until we get up to about 12,000 feet. And then once we get up to about 12,000 feet, then we'll head on over. I mean, if I can head over earlier, I will, but I think a lot of these peaks and valleys, I think a lot of it's close to 10,000 feet, if I remember correct. But what we're going to do, we're going to fly towards this Fat Blue Airport like we did a few weeks ago. And there's a little trench, kind of like that trench on the Death Star that Luke and the rest of the X-Wing fighters go down into. There's a little trench where we can battle Lukla Airport, and I'm having trouble finding it here. I believe it's right here, because this looks like the little creek that we follow. So, because what I did before is I came over top of this airport from Fat Blue, crossed this. This is about 10,000 feet in the air, and then we turned into this ravine here, and then we really just followed this ravine all the way down and around, and then once we got out to about here, it kind of flattened out a bit, and then we could just kind of like scoot right on in. So that's what we're going to try doing tonight. We'll see if it works. Hey, I had a whole nother stream planned, which I'll probably wind up doing that tomorrow. I want to play some more Resident Evil 2 later. It's finally starting to get like, well, I shouldn't say finally. It's been a good game the whole time, but the action's starting to pick up now. Especially with Mr. X walking around now, man. He has got a kung fu grip, I'm telling you. If you are not familiar with Mr. X, man, his kung fu grip is serious. Now, why are we taking off on this runway? This is not the runway I chose. It sure isn't. This sure isn't the runway I chose. Alright, let's put our altitude up to 13,000 feet. And we need to do a couple of things with this map here. Let's make the detail minimal. Let's set this to... Oh, I gotta turn that off. Give me a second here. I had that on for this new airplane I bought. Having all the instrument name and all that, just because it's an older plane and I was trying to Anyways, whatever. Let's turn it off. Yeah, because that's annoying having all that shit show up. All right, yeah, now we're good. Let's turn on relative. And let's go back and let's do engine and lean and assist. Cylinder select, we're going to do 1. All right, and then peak, and eventually we're going to want to be at 50 degrees over peak, but we don't really have to worry about leaning our fuel mixture until we get to about 3,000 feet. Once we get to 3,000 feet, and we start leaning our fuel mixture, let's put on pitot heat, and let's go into heading mode. So we're going to click on heading here, and we're going to make our flight level control, we're going to make that at 74 because that is our Y speed. VY is the best speed for climbing. And I think we're straight. So, all right, flying solo, DD 5220. All right, this is all about aviation. Cessna 172 versus Lukla Airport. Take 1. Let's take the parking brake off. I think it's off. Yeah, it's off. All right, and let's give it some juice. And actually, we can go into heading mode, actually. And we're going to be hanging out in this area for a little bit while we do some circling to get up in altitude. Alright. So far, so good. Alright. Let's take off. Excellent. Let's put our flaps up. Let's go into autopilot. And let's go range. Let's go out just about 4 miles. And all we're going to do is just continue. I mean, there's not really much we can do at this point. We just got to go straight, and we're going to start making circles. And then once we get up to where a lot of this red is gone, because red is when you're within 100 feet of the ground. I'm not worried about peak conditions right now. I just want to get up in altitude. All right, let's start making a circle. Yeah, so when it's in yellow, it means you're 100 feet above ground to 1,000 feet above ground. Green is 1,000 to 2,000 feet, and then black means you're above 2,000 feet. Red pretty much means you're dead. Red is like 100 feet. Now it's going to take us a little bit to get up to this altitude. It might take us a good 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. I'm not really a big fan of leaning the fuel mixture as we're going up. However, I might have to do it since we're climbing so high. It really depends on what our vertical speed becomes as time goes on. Over 3,000 feet, you're going to want to start leaning the fuel mixture. We'll keep an eye on this peak here. We should be 50 degrees above peak. So that's why this assist feature is very good. Otherwise, you really have a hard time understanding. Like, because if you're just looking at this, like, you really have, you know, I mean, unless you can get the right GPH number, if you have the chart, in order to do that, you can do the calculations based on the EGT and the GPH and all that, then, you know, but when you have this lean and you have this lean assist, You know, what you're looking for is, from what I understand, 50 degrees above peak. All right, let's make another turn to the south. There's not an exact science with this doing circles. It's just, we're just doing circles until we get up in altitude, because we need to be about 13,000 feet in order to safely go over the mountains. Now, what we can start doing is, once some of this red starts going away, I mean, we can start heading out on the actual path, and then as time goes on, if we need to do more circles, we can. But right now, we're not going to get very far. Actually, let's get rid of this yoke here. Let's turn off the landing lights. Let's actually try, let's actually lean just a little bit out. Let's see what happens to our temperature. Let's head west. Now, when you start getting a better fuel mixture, you'll also notice that our, vertical speed should increase as well. So we can actually start heading out on our path a little bit. And then as we get closer to those red areas, we'll just start circling. But there's no reason to stay here the whole time. We'll start branching out. Let's see what percentage we are right now. So we're at, oh, it doesn't say. It's because I have that thing turned off. Yeah, right. I was curious what percentage we're at, but I have that that feature turned off where it tells us, like what the lever is. So it's all right. It's not very often I'm going to be going up to this altitude in this plane. Usually I don't go up that close to the threshold. I mean, this max altitude for this plane is 14,000 feet, and we're going to be, pretty close to that. I do have live weather turned off, and I do have just regular time. I have my own time put in here. But the ATC is not very friendly in this area with giving out information. So last time I flew here, I had the ATC on, and it was really difficult getting the barometric pressure and all that, and finding it on Navigraph and other websites is kind of difficult too, because there's not a lot of airports around here, and some of the airports that are available to choose don't have the barometric pressure readings. So, all right, let's click nav. We'll stay on this track here for a little bit. And if we get too close to the red, you know, then we'll go back into heading mode and start making a circle. This display here, this SVT display, is very nice as well, because if these mountains are below this horizon line, then we're okay. If they're above it, like they are here, then you know, we're not in such good shape at that point. So I have a feeling that we're going to be going back into heading mode here very soon. We are we're doing okay height-wise. And we might be okay. I remember flying from the other direction. Some of the mountains we had to cross before getting to Faplu, we had to be like, they were just over 12,000 feet. So that's why this 13,000 number is sticking in my mind. And a lot of the graphs and charts that I'm looking at, the altitude numbers are very small. Like for the mountains, like it's like so difficult to see them. Thankfully, this plane makes it kind of easy because we have colors. If it's red, you're fucked. If it's yellow, you're less fucked. Green, you're okay, and black, you're okay. Yellow, you're kind of okay too, as long as you stay over that 100 feet. Kind of like this livery for this Cessna 170 Deuce. Goodbye, Turling Tar. See you later. Thanks for letting me hang out at your airport for a while. I appreciate it. And this new airplane I bought, I flew that thing out of a snowstorm this morning in Baltimore here. Oof, that plane was fun to fly. A little different than planes I've used to flying, but nonetheless, still fun. All right, yeah, let's break off into heading mode here and let's do some circles, because we got some red here, and we're not gonna, I don't think we're gonna get there in altitude wise. I don't think we're gonna get there in time. And let's go ahead and lean out a little more. Oh, that might have been too much. Too much leaning. When you hear the engine cutting out, that's a little too much. You don't want to starve the engine of fuel. You just want to lean it enough. When the engine starts running smoother, you're in good shape. When it's starting to run rough like that, yeah, you need to increase your fuel mixture. I wish I knew what percentage we were at, but I turned that feature off. I don't want to turn it back on again, to be honest, because I don't like how it like covers up all the words and shit on the screen here. It just, yeah. Well, let's turn back to the southeast, and we're at 12 degrees above peak. Right, it's not bad. From what I understand, 50 is it, and fuel flow GPH around 8.7. That's not too bad either. So far our leaning is looking okay. We've had a steady rate of climb as well, which is very good. You know, we've been in this 500 to 700 range almost the whole time, which is excellent. This flight is really pushing the limits of this airplane, so. All right, let's start turning back around again. I don't want to go too far away from where we need to go. That's the nice thing about circling is just, we'll make circles or figure eights or whatever you want to do until we get up to this altitude we need to be at. Now our cruising speed is not going to be very fast tonight because of the max altitude, the fuel, mixture. But we'll see. I mean, this is not a very fast plane anyways, but we will certainly see. I had a chart that I was kind of looking at before I started doing this flight tonight. I was kind of referencing some, well, actually two I found like a 150, 200 page booklet online that I was reading about the Cessna 172, which was a really interesting booklet, actually. It really opened my eyes to some of the things that I either wasn't aware of that this plane could do, or just in general, it's very good reading material. And then I found like a 3-page article on leaning out the fuel on these planes. So both of those were helpful in their own way. All right, let's, so as you can see, we have yellow here, which is good. That's means that we're not going to crash. Let's lean this out a little bit more. All right, we are like right on the cusp of being too lean with the fuel, so let's leave it right here for now. Say, baby, do you wanna lay down with me? Say, baby, do you wanna lay down by my side? Baby, do you wanna lay down with me? Say, baby. Say, baby. Say, baby. It's a good song from Primus called Tommy the Cat. Baby, do you wanna lay down with me? I say, baby, do you wanna lay down by my side? Baby, do you wanna lay down with me? Say, baby. Say, baby. Say, baby. See, I don't know if we need to be at negative 50 or positive 50. We're supposed to be 50 degrees above peak, but I don't know if negative 50 is like above peak. Like I don't know. Don't know, okay? I mean, that would not really make sense to me, but I'm not a pilot, so just because it doesn't make sense to me doesn't really mean a whole lot. It could be right, and it just doesn't make sense to me. All right, well, we're just going to continue straight. I don't know if we're going to make these mountains or not. If it gets too close to, if we're still not over the red, then maybe we'll just kind of go around those mountains. But I'm kind of thinking that by the time we get there, we should be okay. Let's see if I can lean this out just a little bit more. So I'm thinking it's negative 50, to be honest, because as soon as I pulled out this lever past negative 50, that's kind of when the engine started going like, are you sure you want to do that, buddy? Like, are you sure you want to go past 50? Like, let's think about this before you do it. And we're back up to 550 to 600 for our climb speed. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Hey, yeah. Why does it say fair? The bit rate's always in yellow with this website. Website! Does it always look like I'm frozen when I'm on here? Mean streets of Paso. El Paso. Alright, we're doing okay. We can continue straight. Sad baby. Sad baby. Sad baby, do you want to lay down? What do you say? Baby, do you want to lay down by my side? Down with me, sad baby. Sad baby. Oh. Alright, let's, ew, we're down to negative 90. We gotta clean out our fuel a little bit here. Just a little bit at a time. Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay at 12,000, to be honest with you. I don't think we're gonna be crossing any mountains that are maybe we'll go up to 12.5 and we'll just call it a day at 12.5 for now. We'll put a lid on it for 12.5. Well, let's even out the... Let's level off so we can get our lean mixture correct. I don't like that we're 120 some degrees different than peak. We shouldn't be that far off, but what I usually do in these airplanes, especially if I don't have one of these lean assist features, I'll kind of just go by speed, you know, and I'll leave the power at like 95% or somewhere where it's not red line. You know, we're like right now we're in the green. You know, I'm just going to leave this at 100% for now, and then I'm going to leave this lean mixture where it's at. And then I'm going to slowly go backwards a little bit until we start gaining more speed. And then if we get to a point where we stop gaining speed and we start slowing down, then I know I've gone too far. But we got some turbulence up in this area tonight, so... And when I'm moving this, I'm just doing one click at a time with the triggers. Left trigger goes backwards, the right trigger goes forward. Yeah, and I mean, we're getting ready to be making this turn here pretty soon to Lukla, actually. Now that I'm looking at things here. Because we have... Yeah, that valley that we're going to be coming up into is coming up pretty quickly. Because we turn right before Fapalo. There's Fat Blue Airport. I should probably save this flight from like right before I turn in front of Fat Blue. I'm going to save the flight just in case. But we're going to be turning. You know what? I don't really care about the leaning anymore. No, I probably should. Let me lean this out a little bit more. All right, that's good right there. So let's go back. Map. Yeah, this little valley right in here is what we're going to be going into. Yeah, that little valley right there. And we are going to be descending as we go. So actually, I should probably save this now. Let's go in here. Let's go load and save. Save, and we'll call this LL for lean Lukla. Dot, you have to put a dot, otherwise it's not going to save. LL.1. Save FLT. All right, now we're good. Because if I crash, I can just go back to the load and we start here. The only difference is we're not going to have access to this menu up here, but who cares? Right, so we're going to be turning down. We're going to be going down this little, right in here. We're just going to be following this creek. Now we're going to be flying a lot of this manually from here on out tonight. But let's actually switch this back over. And we can go into heading mode. Say, baby, do you want to lay down with me? Say, baby, do you want to lay down by my side? Baby, do you want to lay down with me? There's the creek, there's the split. And we're going to be going right around here so we can actually start making our turn. Don't play no games with my heart. My heart. Like, who is this guy on YouTube tonight, man? Why the fuck is he singing us these songs? It's because I can, damn it, it's my channel. I wanna sing a stupid ass song, I'm gonna sing it, even though I can't sing it. I can't tell you why some of these songs pop in my head, to be honest with you. I don't know. I am a product of the 90s, so that much I do know. Let's continue to go through this little valley here. We're just going to continue to follow this stream all the way around. Now we do need to get down to about 8,300 feet, so at some point we probably should start descending a bit. Let's go down this to 8,300. That's actually like the landing altitude, to be honest. And let's that's like the altitude of the airport. All right, let's go into VS mode. And let's just go down like 500. And shit, let's turn a little north. All right, so here's this ravine we need to stay in right here. So let's actually go a little more north. There we go. That's kind of what I'm talking about. See, and you can see that we just follow this ravine around pretty much the whole way in. Because if we do that, it's going to drop us out right in front of this airport here. Part of me really just wants to fly manually, but I don't want to go down too low too quick, though. That's the thing. Like, if I fly... Usually when I fly manually, I tend to dive a little quicker. That's all right, Kobe. You're here. I mean, you haven't really missed a whole lot. I did some circling to get up to altitude, and this is the first attempt. So I did save it. So if I do mess up, I can go back to the load and load to save. But I'm hoping to land it the first time around because I bought another airplane today, and I want to do that. It's possible I'm going to use that new airplane tonight. So bought a very old Boeing that's got 4 engines. And I'm looking forward to possibly using it here very soon. Probably tonight. I already have a route planned out and all that, so. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, topographical. Alright, so far so good. We're still about 3,000 feet over where we should be, but we're about 10 miles out, so let's start going down a little bit more. I like to get down to about 9,000 feet, if possible, before we get to the airport. Because that airport's going to start popping up on us pretty soon. Yo! My two dudes. What's up, Elmer? What's up? Kobe got me on this crazy-ass trip, Elmer. He wanted me to fly this Cessna 172 to Lukla Airport. So, so that's what we're trying. But yeah, man, things are good. I bought a new plane today. Looking forward to trying it out, hopefully later tonight. I bought the Boeing 307 Stratoliner. That plane is awesome. So far, I've used it a little bit this morning. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to using that plane for sure. But yeah, so far so good with this flight. It took a little bit of time to get up to altitude. Because with this plane, you have to continually lean the fuel mixture out. You know, being this type of plane, so... Thankfully, this plane has a pretty good system to lean the fuel. It has this, you go to engine and lean, and assist. It has this feature here for temperature and all that that's really good, so we don't need to use it right now because we're descending, you know, and trying to land, but yeah, man, things are good. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. All right, let's, how many flaps do we have? We have 3 sets. So our airport should be coming up here pretty soon. All right, let's put down 1 set of flaps. Now, when I first started practicing this airport like a month ago, it was really difficult to make this last turn trying to figure out like exactly where to turn to get onto this runway. Oh yeah, there's the runway right there. Okay, now I see it. I thought it was over here for some reason. But that's not it. It's over here. Yeah, I think multiplayer is on. I had it on earlier. I don't know if it's still on. I was getting an error message. Like, I tried doing this flight like many hours ago, and I was getting an error message from Microsoft saying that I'm offline. So I should still be on online. I've been playing more with it online lately, like just leaving that setting on. All right, well, so far so good, man. Hopefully we can. I mean, if I landed an ATR 72 on this thing, hopefully I can land a Cessna 172. But hey, man, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, baby! Damn! I need to edit this video and put some like music in the background, some people cheering and shit. Let me see if I can keep the speed up and actually park this thing. Yeah, we'll just park it here. All right. Hey, we did it. I wish there was a replay feature. I saw it up here before. Where did it go? Yeah, see, it's all grayed out. Like, I don't know why that replay thing is grayed out. And there's nothing I can find on the settings menu to change it. But yeah, we're here. We got it on the first landing. All right. So that's now that this episode went down good. I definitely am going to be back here very soon for round 2 with the Boeing 307 Stratoliner that we're going to be flying from. Yeah, you know what? I thought I had replays on. I mean, I'll have to look in the settings, but I could have sworn I had replay on. Oh, I didn't know that. That's stupid. That it resets every time. Let's see if replay shows up here. Nothing on the graphics. I'll have to play with it. But anyways, I will be back in about a half an hour. I'll put a notice out, maybe 8:30 tonight. I'll be back, but I'm definitely doing another show coming up here. Let me get set up for it, and I'll put a notice out here for it here in like the next 10 or 20 minutes. But yeah, man, we tackled Lukla. Lukla is we're 1-0 versus Lukla Airport. So come at me again, Lukla. I'm gonna knock you down again, and I'll be back, my friends, very soon later on today with another episode doing the Boeing 307 Stratoliner, a 4-engine Boeing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I will see y'all here shortly, back on the All About Aviation Airplane Show. See ya.